Hi heathens. So today's video is going to be, I hate saying a get ready with me because it is, but it's not. We're really just kind of testing some products that I have, but I have not tried before. I totally left one back here. You know what? Let's just focus on the face actually. Sorry, scatterbrained. So I don't really have a new highlighter, so instead what I'm going to do is use one that I haven't really used on camera before, and that's the Half Caked No Chill Luster. But the foundation and blush I've never tried before, so I didn't have a new eyeshadow to use per se. I have some that haven't really been used on camera, but I kind of want to focus on products I haven't tried. So I'm not going to use primer because I don't want to potentially taint the way that this foundation would look because I've never used it. So if it looks, I'm gonna just grab a random lip gloss. If it looks a certain way, I want to know that it is the foundation, not whatever primer I have. So the foundation in question is the Lorac Pro Lorac Soft Focus Long Wear Foundation, and I have mine in the shade One Fair. So this is a product that I got quite a while ago actually on Glambot. It's been sitting back there in my foundations and I've never used it. So foundations is kind of a weird thing for me to try out. I don't think that sentence is right. Foundations are, it looks like it's never been used to unless they just cleaned it like into the thing. Foundations are a weird thing for me, I guess is how that should be said. And the reason that I say that is because I work, oh man, that is very heavily scented. It's a little liquidy, as you can see. So I'm gonna mix around and start applying while I talk. So I work in an office, which is great because I don't have to worry as much about like, you know, heat and humidity and rain. However, I am there from 8 to 5, which, you know, is normal office hours. But I'm always so afraid that I'm going to try a foundation before work and it's going to look horrible, and then I'm going to be stuck with it for 7, 8, 9 hours, depending on how long it looks good, if it looks good at all. Or if it's, I'm just taking my normal BH brush to buff it in. Or if it's a foundation that like I start to put on and immediately like, oh my god, this looks bad, and then I've wasted my time in the morning kind of getting ready. I have to start all over, or I just go to work unmade. So it makes me nervous to try foundations before work. So I feel like kind of this time of day, you know, I've already worked today, is kind of the only time that I can really try new foundations, except on the weekend if I'm not doing anything. Because if I have plans, kind of the same issue arises. Like, you put on a foundation, but what if it's one that doesn't react well to my oils? Then I'm running around running errands in this South Carolina crazy weather. It's raining again right now. But it's still like, I don't know, 85 degrees outside. So what if it's one that as soon as I get warm breaks up and looks horrible, and I'm in the middle of, say, the pet store or Walmart, and I look like I've never put on foundation in my life, you know? So I just get nervous about that. And I love, you know, getting y'all's feedback. I know it's like initial, so we don't know how it's gonna wear all day, how it reacts to the heat, how it reacts with different primers or whatever, but it gives me a good idea. Sometimes I can put on a foundation and be immediately like, no, there's no way I can make this work. What was it called? It was a tinted moisturizer that I got a while back in BoxyCharm a couple months ago from Studio Makeup. It should have been one of those products. Like, I put it on and I was like, oh, this doesn't look that great, but it's not horrible. And then I started going out and running my errands, ironically enough, and it just broke apart. Like, it looked so bad. And so that's something that, had I worn to work, would have been absolutely awful, because it just looked so bad on my skin. But so far, this is looking pretty good. I do have a little bit left over, so I forgot my wipe fell a minute ago. So we're gonna wipe that off my hand. And okay, it does feel like it's setting down pretty well on its own. Obviously my finger just still has foundation on it. So let me dry my hands off. Yeah, there's a little bit you might be able to see on my middle finger here. Ignore the fact that my pointer is missing nail polish. We're not going to talk about that. But before I set it, I want to try this blush to see if I like it, because the color is a little different for me. This is the Pearlies Blush Glow BB Cheek color, and it is in the shade Malibu Peach. And it's orange. I've swatched this on the back of my hand, but I haven't worn it as a blush because, again, if I put it on before work and it looks crazy, then I have to redo everything, where I have to go to work looking crazy. So I'm just going to take a little bit. On the back of my hand. And I'm going to take my middle finger and kind of pat that out so that it's spread out. And then I'm just going to take my finger and tap this across my face, trying to kind of bring it down so that you can tell it's supposed to be blush and it doesn't look like a bad highlighter, because this would not be a good highlighter color for my skin. And I'm afraid it might not be a good blush color either, but that's what we're here to find out. I do have a little bit of mascara on, but that was all I started this video with, because I don't have a new mascara to try yet. I mean, I have plenty of new mascaras to try. I'm not ready to open another one yet, I guess is what I should say. I probably should have brought it down across this way rather than up like I do my highlighter, but it seems a little intense, you know? I'm wondering if it could be toned down if I just went in with a little less next time. But the fact that I'm even thinking about it next time is kind of promising, I guess. Ooh, you know what I could use for my eyes? I actually might have an eye product. Hold on. It's something that I've used, but never this color. So I have a lot left on my hand, so a little bit of this goes a really, really long way. I'm gonna wipe that off. You'll have to let me know what you think. I'm gonna still set over it, and maybe that'll like minimize it a little bit. I didn't even get a brush. I'm gonna take my Ciate London. This is the, nope, that's not the open one. Sorry. Let me get the open one. When I was reorganizing the other day, I must have put them back in the wrong order. This is the Extraordinary Setting Powder, the Everyday Bake. I'm getting it all over my shirt. Thankfully, this shirt has like stars on the top. You might not even be able to tell the difference between powder and stars, so. Okay, it's definitely not minimizing it at all. And I'm wondering if the light, ooh, too much, might be washing me out for what you see. So I'm going to minimize that here in a second. Okay, the whole face is set. So, I don't know which way is better for you to see the blush and the foundation. All right. So for eyes, let's go ahead and use this. So this is not a new product per se. I have used these before, but the specific color is new because I actually found it a couple weeks ago when I went to Dollar Tree. This is the Wet n Wild Mega Last Liquid Catsuit Shimmer Liquid Eyeshadow in the shade Goldilucksy. And I've used these before, like I said, but I haven't used this particular color. So I'm just gonna put a little of this on my eyelids. And we're just gonna have shimmery lids. Well, this is one that I can't really blend out with my finger because it like picks up all of the coloring. It was really weird. There's someone walking down the street and they just like stopped and were looking in the yard across from mine. Like, just stopped for a second staring and then kept walking. It's really weird. The neighbor might have their dogs out or something. Hopefully that's all it is. Not someone scoping out a house. Anyway. You kind of get the picture. These are not my favorite liquid eyeshadows. The shimmer ones. Let me rephrase. The shimmer ones are not my favorite. The matte liquid eyeshadows from Wet n Wild, if you can get your hands on, I love. I really like the About Face one as well. But the Wet n Wild ones, it's already starting to crease. Not my favorite. The Wet n Wild ones are so affordable and they work so well. They last all day. I don't find that they crease on me. So the two shades I have are like kind of one and done shades. And like I've put shimmer on top of them before, but they're like nice neutral shades. So I can literally just like swoop it on and I'm good to go. All right, now for the highlighter. This is in the shade Diamond Breakfast from Half Caked. They make some of my favorite lip products. So I probably should have done this before I powdered. I didn't think that through. It's just like a cream stick. Okay, it doesn't look like the fact that I powdered is making too much of a difference. I mean, I haven't used this before, but at least not on camera. But it doesn't look like it's getting patchy or anything. But I definitely feel like I brought my blush too high, because it looks like I'm kind of just placing this right on top of the blush, which is just kind of making the blush look shimmery, which is not the look that I'm going for. Okay. Let me put something on my lips. This is not new. Pretty sure I've used it on camera. It's the Ipsy and Tetris collection. And this is the, I don't know which shade, but it's the blue cap. I don't know if there's any difference, but I know there were a few of them. Okay, well, y'all will have to let me know your thoughts on kind of this whole look. Let me take my hair down. Might be a little oily, but yeah, it doesn't feel too bad. I wasn't sure how well it had dried since I've had it up most of the day. So that is it. That is my face of products that I haven't used before or haven't used on camera. Let me know your thoughts down below. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed, as I have the last few videos. I will be leaving a link down below if you want to shop local, support a small business, and change up your coffee routine. And that's it. I guess I will see you guys next time. Bye.